How are you, ladies and gents? It's me again. Another video, another musing. There is a thread running through my latest videos, as mentioned before, so I'll suggest you watch them in succession. Also, apologies. Apologies for my voice in my last two videos. I'm going to start recording later in the day because in the mornings I sound more like Bob the Builder.
Hey buddy, how's it going?
Whoa, yo, what?
What?
Why is your voice so deep?
Oh, it's just a little deeper in the morning.
So in my last video, I ended it with the conclusion that we can get ahead of what hasn't manifested yet in our life by being a conscious creator and by incorporating practices such as the law of attraction techniques in a daily ritualized way. I should also mention, when I say ahead of your vibrations, I am merely saying you actually choose the exact thing that you want to see appear in your world and put in the required energy work to assist the process of manifestation. I said energy work twice because, Charlie, when I mention energy work, people think I'm sitting cross-legged in front of a Ouija board or something. It's just energy work, people. I mean, people, I can't sit here and say all challenges we experience can be eradicated by our efforts alone, all solved through our own inner dialogue. Esther Hicks, who's the channeler for Abraham Hicks, often says if something has already manifested in our 3D world and we don't like it, we should just take our attention away from it. Because it's like chewing gum that's lost its flavour. Come on, we don't get syrup and start trying to reflavour that gum, do we? Nope, we discard it in a piece of paper and throw it in the bin and replace it with a new piece of gum, which is akin to our lives. Choosing a different experience is like replacing your chewing gum. Choosing the outcome we want by using the right tools and practices, as well as our God-given faith, to create a new outcome and one that we actually want. That's what I meant when I referred in my previous video to us getting ahead of what hasn't already manifested and us being less sloppy with our co-creation and the vibration we resonate on. We may not be able to use our will and energy to change what has already occurred, but we can create something else to take our attention off what we don't like and try and bring into the energy field the thing we do want instead. So if it is your desire to change your timeline and live a more aligned one, you must do this. Clean up your vibration. I have personally experienced really low times as well as really high times in my life. I guess just like everyone else. But I know for sure when there's a lot of drama happening around me, or I revert to previous versions of myself from time to time, I know I'm not feeling the most upbeat. Those are the times when I've noticed life really gets challenging. You might be thinking, duh, obviously. Or is that my 19-year-old's voice I hear in the background? It's also the time when I can really eradicate old patterns and really make the changes that I say I desire. And I say I desire because not everything we say we want, we're prepared to put the effort in to change it. Unfortunately, in those moments, we do not see it from a vibrational viewpoint and don't realise that those are the perfect times to clean up the things that have bubbled up to the surface. They've bubbled up to the surface for a reason, because that's your soul and the universe letting you know these are the kind of things that hold us back from moving forward. Those are the kind of things that keep us stuck in those repetitive cycles that we just think, bloody hell, not this again. They come up so they can be eradicated from us vibrationally, for us to change our responses to certain situations once and for all. I say once and for all, but it's never once and for all. Let's just say so you can grow more aware of your responses and the patterns that you are in. But they will always appear just to see. For some reason the universe does this, allows these things to continuously appear. It's almost like God's sitting there saying, yeah, I wonder how she's going to respond to this time. So they don't just disappear totally, but they obviously, if you've healed from them or if you're aware of them, you'll definitely respond differently, which hopefully will not change your vibration in any negative way. Listen, I'm all about getting what I want and experiencing what I want to experience. I think that's our birthright, all of us. Life isn't supposed to happen to us. We are supposed to live consciously so that we can know ourselves well enough to know what floats our boat and what doesn't. I do get surprised at the amount of people that don't allow themselves the privilege to know themselves. It doesn't even require that much effort. Here's a really simple process, and it can be done by anyone. All you have to do, take a few breaths. I always breathe in and out for at least 20 goes. And I'll sit down and I'll ask myself a simple question, and it's simple. What are 5 things that do not make me feel content with my current life? That is it. That's all I do. I sit and ask myself, what are 5 things that do not make me feel content with my current life? And that question will bring up in your mind the things that do not make you happy. Observe the thoughts that come up that do not make you feel good, because they will be the 5 things that you need to give your attention to and flip the switch on. We all have them, and they change. You'll heal those 5 things, and there'll be 5 more things that you don't like. We all have them, and they are there for a reason. And unfortunately, they are not independent from how our lives look to us. They are the reasons our lives look like they do. They are at the core of it. As I keep saying, everything is interlinked. This is the best starting point that I would suggest for most people that are new to conscious creation. Obviously, if we didn't like these 5 things and they didn't make us feel very good, they will in turn send a certain vibration into the quantum field whenever they came to your mind or whenever they came up. And if your life is not how you want it, I would hazard a guess that the thoughts and feelings that come up, the things that we attach to the said things, are also not that high vibing. When I experience these times, it's key that I observe the thoughts that I allow into my consciousness that are not progressive to where I want to be. Observe them and catch them in their tracks. Sometimes when those buggers come up for me, I say to them, you're not the god of me. And I mean it, I do. I might say it out loud sometimes and people must be thinking, what's wrong with this woman? And I sometimes also imagine them looking back at me like someone trying to get away with something. Lol. I know, my mind can be so hilarious. To counter this, I would then keep at the forefront of my mind the things that I do want to see show up in my life. I'll do that consciously. I'll do that periodically when unwanted thoughts come up. You could even add the thief in the night visual, if that helps you. Those habitual, I love all these words, but can I say them, Charlie? Those habitual thoughts are trying to stay around. That's the long and short of it. The ego is afraid of change. By eradicating any belief that I hold that no longer serve my current awareness, I can use the same process and energy to encourage new thoughts, new patterns and new ways of being, new chapters. Put simply, getting to grips and being aware of my own inner dialogue. That's the key. Inner dialogue, getting in front of it and making sure you're aware of the things that you are allowing and giving energy to. I was watching something today that was talking about if you give a thought 17 seconds, whether it's good or bad, 17 seconds of it, what will happen is other thoughts will come along because you've given it 17 seconds. Other thoughts will come along and add more energy to it. So I always, when I hear things like that, I always think, oh, that's good, because I'm not looking at it from, me giving 17 seconds of bad thoughts, because I'm well ahead of that. I won't, well, not often, but I try not to give 17 seconds to anything bad in my thoughts. I get excited because that means if you give 17 seconds to something you want, that you want to create, energy from all over the place or from wherever it is, the quantum field, whatever, will come and add positive, more positive energy to it and help magnify it and attach, and then it will attach to something else, and that's how it grows. Yeah. So we have the power to be our own God. And that's exactly what I said in my first video. And solve all the challenging situations that we are experiencing. So knowing that, I have to say, we need balance here. There's always the polar opposite to everything. So if I have the power to be my own God, I also have the power to be my own devil, right? Okay, I am definitely leaving that there because these videos are getting, I initially said 8 minutes, but I haven't made an 8-minute video yet. The next one is going to be a nugget of gold. So thank you for your eyes, thank you for your ears, and I'll see you on the next one.